Well, guess that means we're actually really doing this. I should watch less YouTube. We'd do less crazy shit. Stay tuned. 5.5 hours in. We've officially driven through the entire state of Iowa. And we are entering Nebraska. 10 hours in. We just entered the beautiful state of Colorado. Dennis is kicking ass.
Just finished our road race.
Travis is doing something. We're getting there. Update, we arrived at our first destination, which is the Walmart in Glenwood Springs. Now we just killing out. All right, October 29th, opening morning. We got Dennis, Travis back there. The other vehicle made it in early this morning. We're headed back 4 Mile Road right now. Hopefully we can get camp set up. Absolutely beautiful scenery to our left and to our right. And then hopefully get an afternoon hunt in yet before nightfall. Stay tuned.
No idea how we still have cell phone service, but we are off of the paved roads, and this is where the adventure begins. Okay, just to give you an idea of what we're doing, we're setting up for camp. Few people here, but not a lot. This is as high as we could get the trailer because of the snow and the ice. Give you an idea of how much stuff everybody brought. Defenders. Scott brought more shoes than Kate has in her closet.
Shit out of them, you know.
So these guys are literally going to round up their cattle. I mean, they are literally going to go on these mountains. They drop their cattle off in the summer and they're taking them home for the winter.
Your wife is going to be jealous as hell when she sees this shit. This is what it looks like when we go skiing. Is it? So, can we ski? Well, we did about I would say a quarter mile roughly hike in here through about 2 feet of snow, and we got to our glassing spot for the day. We're at about 10,000 feet of elevation. I think that we're probably too high because there's a good 2 feet of snow. I'm guessing the elk have already started to move lower. So we're gonna sit here and see if we can see anything, hopefully spot an elk, or come up with a different game plan for tomorrow morning. What we learned today is lots and lots of snow at these higher elevations, so that might change things. Stay tuned.
Well, Andrew was sitting right there when I went to crest the hill, and Dennis was right there, and now they're gone. My understanding was we were sitting here for a long time, so I went that way, checked out over the ridge, and came back, but with 2 feet of snow, that probably took a half hour. My right muscle above my knee is burning like hell. I'm hoping that they went back, because that's the way I'm gonna head once I pack up. I'm exhausted, and just in case this is my last will and testament, I love you all. I'm seriously a little concerned because just because I watch Little House on the Prairie doesn't mean I know how to track people. And I'm going back, and I'm not convinced that these footprints are going back at all. So where in the hell did you go? Well, the good news is, by the grace of God, I was able to make it back to the side-by-side. I assume since it's going to be getting dark, Andrew and Dennis just started headed back this way, thinking I could move faster than. So here I am. Andrew and Dennis ditched me. I assumed they were coming back to the side-by-side. To give you an idea how bad of a hike going through 2 feet of snow is, I went about a half a mile, ate 4 granola bars, some almonds, and some sunflower seed.
Well, as you can see from the sun, it's nearing the end of day 1. We walked 3.5 miles and 2 feet of snow. And now we've set into what we think is a pretty darn good spot for our evening sit. There's a lot of tracks right below us. So with any luck, we'll have a couple of elk that'll wander out here.
We made it back to the side-by-side. No elk, but we're all alive.
No elk today.
No elk today. And quite frankly, after walking 4 or 5 miles and 2 feet of snow, this is a victory to me. We have to ride this thing like 45 minutes back to the trailer, which at this point the trailer is like a 5-star Hilton hotel. It's beautiful up here.
.5:30 in the morning of day 2. Scott's group glassed a bull last night, so they're gonna go try and get on him. Our group realized, so we're going lower. Wish us luck.
Also froze last
Stay
night.
tuned. Yeah, we did get the warm sleeping quarters.
You have a little
They got
green
the
bottle
cold
of
ones.
propane?
Scott and Mike and Steve are gone. Andrew and I are, just doing what we do, trying to provide any value that we can. Turns out this is not our strong suit. We are not primitive people.
We're the blue dot. Get me to the black dot.
Day 2, we're leaving before sunup. Andrew thinks it's going to be like an hour-and-a-half long ride on the side-by-side to get to where we need to go.
Let's go, baby!
Here's the update on the official videographer. We went a different way. And we just got into some real sketchy shit and they're afraid to go any further. Which we don't think this is terrible hunting anyway. But we're back in.
Morning of day 2. We're just glassing this whole valley here, hoping to find some movement. There's so much snow that the road that we thought would be plowed that would let us get to where we wanted to get to is impassable, and we almost got the defender stuck. So we're going to glass this morning, and then I think if we don't see anything that we can make a play on, try and find an alternate route that we can take to get to a lower elevation, hopefully.
We've come down the mountain a little bit, and instead of hiking, we're essentially doing a side-by-side excursion today. Dennis and I are enjoying this a lot more.
Absolutely.
They're wusses!
We're seeing a lot more country, and we have just as good a chance of stumbling upon something that we could actually kill and retrieve. And this is passable. Before, it's like 2 feet deep. You can't even drive in it. It's insane.
And I'm
Good news is we've decided that the terrain is too dangerous to let Andrew drive. The bad news is we haven't seen any elk yet, but we are on one hell of a side-by-side adventure.
This is property of Crystal River Ranch yet.
Yeah, we're private now.
This is crazy.
Oh my god.
Well, this is fun.
It splits in those 2 different directions down.
Holy shit.
All right,
So it's the evening of day 2. We found some elk scat, and we got to what we think is a pretty good vantage point to glass for the evening, so we can see a long ways. We dropped 2,000 vertical feet, so we're at 8,000 feet, and the difference is just insane. Look at the lack of snow here, and there's elk sign everywhere and very little human activity. So fingers crossed we'll have one pop out tonight. It's about 350 across the ridge, so we could make that shot. What's going in there? Bull moose.
Call it with your thing.
Morning of day 3. Just having our coffee here. Scott, Steve, and Mike are about to head out and get to their glassing spot for this morning, and then we'll follow suit. Plan for today is to sit in the morning and then make our way back probably to where we were at yesterday for the afternoon and evening sit. So weather looks like it should be absolutely beautiful today. Might make a town run. Saw a bull moose yesterday, mule deer, a cow elk. Now we just need the bull elk. So it's the morning of day 3. Travis and I are set up. Dennis is up over that ridge. We've got this entire valley. We've got tracks down in the bottom. So with any luck, as the sun starts to come up, we might get one to feed down in here. If so, boom goes the dynamite.
It's about 8:51 on Monday morning. We've decided we're moving the trailer in the camp. Scott hasn't responded yet if he's okay with that, so we're gonna go with it. Andrew has made an executive hunting decision, and we are on to bigger and better lands. Wish us luck. See how long it takes us to get out of here. 8:51 right now. Update, it's 9:07. We have everything in the trailer and in Mike's truck. They're gone and haven't said one way or another whether they want to move or not. So we're just gonna move and tell them where we're at and hope for the best. Took us 20 minutes to load up and get ready to get out of here. Well, we found the spot as far in as we can get, and unfortunately it is just a muddy freaking mess, but it's all we can do, and we're gonna have to deal with it. Stay tuned. Update, it's now 11 o'clock, so roughly 2 hours and 10 minutes after we decided to move. We are parked, set up, and we have everything back exactly like it was before we left. So hopefully when Freiberger and company arrives, they're okay with our decision. Andrew is in here making our lunch while he's sweeping the floor, while he hands me the rugs so I can shake them out.
This is actually an apron.
We are more domesticated on this trip than when we are at home. which is why we
Don't tell the girls.
This is why we typically stay home. This is too much work taking care of ourselves. This is insane. And you'd be proud of our little setup. We keep our clean boots on the cardboard and we don't step on any of that with them on, so the inside stays nice and clean.
Burritos for lunch.
Just your. Slow, 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 slow. Good. Real good. Real good. Now you're gonna crank it, yeah? Yep, I think that.
Tape it.
I am taping it. Stop. Gain an inch. Yep. Yup. Perfect. Yup. Alright, both of our blood pressure got high enough that we're calling this mountain a loss. Can't get any higher than this, I'll pop an entire, so we're gonna turn around and go back and pray we don't pop one. Travis just did about the best, what do they call that?
Can I go all the way?
Yeah.
You sure?
No. Back up again. Now you can.
I like the beach!
All right.
Update. We have now moved camp for the third time because we got kicked out. Apparently we were 50 feet on private land, and now we're supposedly good. We're camping literally right off the road. All right, here we go. At the end of this cluster of a day, we are still going to get in an evening hunt. Hope this is all worth it. Update. We're hiking into the abyss. Side trail is different than yesterday. We're back here so far. They're going to go hunt together where we were yesterday. We're going to keep going inland.
Evening of day 3. It's been an eventful day to say the least. We're ending in a very similar spot to where we were at last night. Back here, and the road was muddier on the side-by-side, so that was an adventure. It's been a hell of a day. So let's hope we have an elk pop out right there, because that would probably improve everybody's mood by a drastic amount at present. You don't think you can jump it, do you?
But then if not, you just go to check message, you go to Andrew, and then it says type reply. And whenever you want to hit like yes, just go to it.
Morning of day 4, taking off about 4:45. We got Mike's truck loaded down with Mike and our Uber driver Dennis, and Travis and Scott. We're taking an entirely different approach today. We're going into the town of Carbondale, then down to the town of Redstone to ground that we've not explored yet, hoping to hike a couple miles and get into a valley where we think there's 30 elk. So It's gonna be a very, very long day, but hopefully a very fruitful one.
6 o'clock in the morning. We have no idea where we're going. Haven't been here before. Most people are at home sleeping. We have freezers full of beef, but here we are. So this is as far as we got. We have no idea where we started. Some way over there. The sun is just coming up. This is by far the best hiking day that we've had because there's not 3 feet of snow. But Andrew thinks if we go that far, which is probably another 500 feet up there, that we'll be able to see all of this. These guys are crazy, but it is beautiful. This is where we set up for the morning hunt. We haven't seen anything, but it sure is pretty. Mike and Scott are down there. Andrew wants to walk way up there.
Well, here we are, day 4.
That's the easy part.
Different strategy. We're just gonna walk the shit out of this place today and see what we can find.
We found our first official resting spot as we climb up this mountain. We picked it because we thought Mom would like the running water. It's a pretty view.
There better be an elk here.
Quite honestly.
Update. We decided to do the death march. This is absolutely insanely beautiful and insanely grueling.
No elk or no.
We gotta get way up there, which doesn't look like a lot, till you're here and realize the grade is at least 15-20%. Pray to God it's worth it that there's an elk at the top of this thing.
Couple thoughts. These guys are dumb as hell. 2, even if we do shoot an elk up here, which is slim to none, there's no way we're getting it out of here. 3, it's 12:30. Are we gonna be back by dark? 4, look at how high they had us climb. We started at the very bottom. We're at like 10,000 feet. Everybody's doing good. Probably hard to tell it. Windier than shit. And it's straight down. We came all the way up here to 10,200 feet. Didn't blast anything. Didn't really gain an advantage. We're gonna go back down. It took us like 4 hours to get up here. It's at 122 flight of stairs. We're hoping to be back before, or at least down the hard part before dark.
Evening of day 4. This is our last sit of the trip. We gave it everything we had today. We walked probably close to 10 miles. Didn't see a single elk on this side, so maybe they're all on that side. If that's the case, I'm looking over them.
By the last day, this is how much we evolved. That's Andrew in there doing dishes, Kim. What a guy. 55, we're completely packed up and leaving. Those guys had to take horses to get to where we got. Great trip. We're gonna be on the road in 1 minute, and those guys are close.
Morning of day 5, snow's coming in, so we had to call her a trip. Unfortunately, there's not going to be an elk at the end of this trip, but it's absolutely beautiful in here, and the whole trip had incredible scenery and hiking and camaraderie. So some people might not call it successful. I would define it as a successful trip regardless.